Please welcome CEO Slack, Lidiane Jones.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slack Keynote. It's wonderful to see so many of you. I want to start today by saying a huge thank you to all of you for making it here today and for everyone who's watching us online. It is all of our customers using Slack, innovating in our platform that inspires us every single day. So thank you. As we've been talking about this week, we are undergoing an incredible technological shift in our industry right now. We are seeing an acceleration of AI innovation that is transforming every aspect of our lives. And this AI revolution is a productivity revolution. And I couldn't be more excited about the opportunity that this provides to companies to start innovating the way they work. And what seemed really impossible just a few years ago is within reach of every organization. And Slack has been building for this moment from the very beginning. If you've been with us for a long time, you know that our mission is to help our customers' lives be easier, more pleasant, and more productive. And our customers are embracing this mission to help transform the way they work. And it started from the beginning with transforming how teams collaborate with each other. To today, organizations are transforming business processes with automation and workflows. And now, with AI, Slack is helping transform every aspect of productivity. But you might wonder, how do I get started? When I get a chance to look at so many of you and so many customers that I had a chance to meet this week, the answer is right here. It's people, it's you. More specifically, how do you connect your people and your technology intentionally so that you can accelerate work with automation and AI? And that belief here at Slack is that every organization can be more successful when you empower everyone in your organization to transform how work is done. Not just the IT department, but the C-level executive, the business user, the person who is dealing with the front desk. Everybody can transform work. And our belief is that when organizations empower their users to transform work, that work becomes not only more productive, results are better, bigger impact, but you also are helping people feel more fulfilled and happier at work. And this is what Slack has been always about and why we're excited to be here with all of you. Slack is the intelligent productivity platform that's helping every organization transform the way you work. From accelerating work with AI and automation, not just any AI automation, but automation that's easy for everybody in the organization to use. Sharing and creating knowledge so that every part of your organization can discover information more easily with one another. And connect and engage with everyone. This means connecting with your customers, with your partners, with your teams. Not just people connection, but connections with the right applications right on the flow of work. So this is why I get a chance to see so many customers here this week. Many top leading organizations around the world, from over 200,000 organizations across every industry, are transforming the way they work with Slack. And this is not only important for these organizations from a collaboration perspective, these organizations are already seeing 94% in positive ROI in less than 10 months. It's a very fast impact as well. Business processes from all of these industries are being transformed with Slack workflows. And we already have millions of workflow running every single day. So today, I'm really excited, if there's some fans of Slack here in the audience, to share with you that we're introducing a new user experience for Slack. Welcome the new Slack. Thank you. We're bringing to life a brand new interaction model that's really focused on helping you stay focused at scale across every part of your organization. You see a lot of it today, but one key part of this redesign is that we've put accessibility as a core principle of how this design is built. So we're excited to share you more today. So we're really, really excited to innovate, not only because we love innovation, but because we believe we can help every organization in the industry accelerate and be ahead of the market trends with knowledge, AI, CRM, and automation, working together within Slack to help you truly transform the way work is done. So I know that Slack, we're all about product, so I couldn't be more excited to get us started with our Chief Product Officer, Noah Weiss, who's going to show us all of this in practice with Slack. Welcome, Noah. Take it away.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Lidiane, and thank you, everyone, for making it the morning after the Foo Fighters. I know this is a hard lift on 11 a.m. All right, I've been with Slack for 8 years, and I can safely tell you this is the most exciting set of product innovations we've ever been able to show in a given year. So, y'all want to see some product? All right, let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start off with knowledge. I'm going to give you a little historical bit of trivia. So Slack, when it launched, we kind of had this iconoclastic brand, and Slack, the name, was actually an acronym. And what it stood for was a searchable log of all conversation and knowledge. Back in 2013, that was maybe an ambition that we had. I think in 2023, that's the new reality in the product. So I'm going to show you how we're making that possible. All right, before I get into things, how many of you use Slack? Can I get a show of hands? All right, how many of you have used Slack on your mobile device in the last hour? Pretty much everyone in the room. OK, for those of you who don't use Slack, it's OK. We're going to do a 30-second crash course. So Slack fundamentally is organized around what's called channels. You can create channels for pretty much anything in your company, right? Every project, every event, every customer, every incident, every launch. And the whole point of channels is you could bring the right people and the right tools together in one place for shared context and to be able to move quickly. So one of the amazing byproducts of working in channels is that you have all this knowledge that's being generated just by working in Slack, because you're working in a more public way within your company. So instead of the email inbox silo of old, you now have that shared context, that shared knowledge all in Slack. And we're going to get to some of the powerful ways we can utilize that with AI. But I want to introduce you to some new capabilities we have for organizing information in Slack. And I want to introduce you to Slack Canvas. It is one of our fastest growing features in Slack's history. Over 1.5 million people used it per week in just the first month alone. Slack Canvas is an entirely new way to organize and curate the most important knowledge within your company. We're using it. So many of our customers are using it. I've been hearing amazing use cases all day, all week, and we can't wait for you all to give it a try. It's GA today, so if you do anything at Dreamforce, you can, on the plane ride home tomorrow, give it a shot. We think you'll love it. OK. We've got one more tool to tell you about. For the first time ever, I want to introduce you to what is called Slack lists. Yeah. Think about how much painful work still happens in spreadsheets. You add these columns, someone overwrites your column, you try to get it edited, you can't track what changed. You're constantly switching back and forth between your tool for collaboration and your system of record in a spreadsheet, because most things still happen in spreadsheets. Slack lists is our attempt to completely reinvent this category. It's a more modern, fun way of managing projects and tracking work within your company. You can think about Slack lists as kind of a structured sibling to Canvas, if you will. And what's really powerful from seeing how our customers are using it and how we're using it internally is that you can get the speed of operating in channels with the context of Slack lists without ever having to switch tools. We think you're going to love it. It's a whole new take on this category, and we'll be going to pilot this winter. So if you're excited, go find one of us after. We can get you top of the list. All right. So you've probably heard the word AI a couple times this week, right? I'm going to need the help of AI to get down these stairs without falling. I know you're probably a little tired of it, but it's OK. I swear we have a very unique take on how we're applying AI in Slack. So let me show you what that approach looks like. In Slack, we are still using the same trusted tenets of what it means to build a responsible AI into the product. So I'm not going to go through this whole list again. You heard it at the keynote, but I want to drill into two really important concepts. The first is, as you heard from Lidiane, Our business is making your business more productive, making your team's working lives simpler and more pleasant and more delightful. Our business is not your data, and your data is always staying in your data. So we're going to make sure that you feel that you have that trust and confidence in Slack. Second, we really believe that transparency is how you build trust in this new world. We don't want these features to feel like a black box, right? We want to let you see inside. We want to give you visibility into where this is coming from, and you'll see that throughout the product I'm about to show you. Okay, so let me tell you about how we're building this. When I met with many of you earlier this year, we went and said, hey, what is your hopes and what are your fears about building generative AI into Slack? And the single thing that I heard most consistently is that we don't want to lose the sense of control and security and enterprise-grade compliance that we rely on for Slack every single day. We want to make sure that's upheld even if you're building in this new technology space. And what I'm really excited to tell you is we've taken a really novel approach with our engineering team, and we've actually gotten so that we're running all of this in our own virtual private cloud. Your data never leaves. And what that means, because I know there's a lot of concern about what will happen to my data, will be used for training models, we're running all the models, again, in our own data center. So for all intents and purposes, no one else sees it except for Slack and for you. That's what we're building this in a trusted, secure way. And finally, we're making this not a generic system of intelligence. We're tailoring this to your organization. Every company is different, and you deserve a personalized experience powered by AI, and that's what we're going to show you today. All right. So I want to introduce you to Slack AI. There are 3 headline capabilities. We'll show it in a live demo in a second. The first is channel recaps. So you're at Dreamforce, you're moving between meetings all day, you're falling behind, you get back, you check your mobile phone. How long will it take you to catch up? An hour, 2 hours? With channel recaps, AI is helping you instantly get an overview of what's happened in channels so you can get back to work. Thread summaries. If you use Slack, you know threads can sometimes get a little bit long. Maybe there's an incident. Maybe there's a bunch of feedback. Maybe people are debating a decision. So how do you actually get a quick glance of what's the summary? Were there next steps? Was it a conclusion? How do you do that before you go into a customer meeting? That's what thread summaries will help you do in a single click. And then finally, search answers. This is probably the holy grail, I would say, of enterprise search, is to instead of giving you 20 or 30 results that you have to go through yourself, can you give an answer with confidence and with attribution? And that's what we're building in Slack. Okay, we're going to show you a demo, but if you are potentially intrigued, I would take a screenshot of this QR code because you can sign up early for the pilot. We're starting to roll it out this fall into this winter. So if you're intrigued, go take a screenshot, slack.com/AI. It's pretty easy to remember. But now we're going to actually show you a demo. So Amy and Kelsey, let's head over to the demo. All right. So you saw from Lidiana, we've got a whole new Slack experience. It's gorgeous. It's consumer grade. And also it's got a whole new set of capabilities. So we'll show you over here. So if you look at the home screen, you can see all of your channels all in one place. You can see your DMs as well. So if you go over to the DMs, you can actually see that you can preview what is the recent activity that's been happening. And if you take a look at the activity view, OK, we're going to switch over to the other demo. There we go. Now it's actually live. OK, so if you see the DMs, you can quickly take a look at what are the messages that you have to respond to. Activity will actually show you all of the activity throughout your organization. So all of the mentions, all of the replies, all of the reactions that you can then use for quick triage. And later allows you to have a to-do list built natively into Slack. So anything that you see, you can quickly say mark for later. If you're on the go, you want to get back to it on desktop, later is a great way to do that. So that's the new design. But now I want to show you these new products in knowledge and AI. So lists, you can see here, this is a team roadmap. So this is a go-to-market channel for Olympus. And you can see the team is actually working on their own roadmap in Slack. So if you open it up, you can see this new, rich, beautiful view. This isn't some spreadsheet that is impossible to decipher. It's a clean, elegant thing. You've got a people-first approach, so you can see owners, you can see who listed the issue. And what's really powerful about lists is every single row is a record, and every single record actually has a Slack thread on it. So you have the richness of a conversation in Slack tied to the structure of lists. We think it's a whole new way for actually managing projects in the flow of work, and it's completely changed, honestly, how we're starting to track projects, tracking accounts, tracking recruiting, all within Slack. OK, let's get out of lists. If you go back to this channel, what you can see is that, like many channels, there's a lot of activity going on. And so as you page back, you realize, OK, this is going to take a long time to read. Can AI actually help? And this is exactly what channel recaps are for. So if you open up the channel recap, what will happen is Slack AI is going to read through all of this information that's in the channel. It's going to go back and do all the hard work for you. And you can see on the right-hand side now a summary generated by AI. These are not pre-built. These topics are automatically generated. The grouping happens all with AI. And the thing that we really care about here is also that transparency point, right? So you can actually see these read more links, which actually will take you back to the context where the conversation happened. So you don't have to just trust that the AI is right. You can actually inspect the historical context that it's based on. And we think that's a really powerful model to get AI and humans actually working together effectively in Slack. All right. Honestly, I've been using it all week because we've been in customer meetings all week. And honestly, going to every account channel and quickly doing this, there's no account briefing doc, no offense to our sales team, that's nearly as good as what the AI can do in about 3 seconds. So it's going to help us all be more productive and, frankly, save our sales teams a lot of work. OK, so let's say you have another question, though, right? Like, not everything is answered in this channel. If you open up search, and you can see that search is now big and beautiful in the new design, you can open this up and ask about marketing strategies. And this is what we're saying is this holy grail of enterprise search, which is not just getting results, actually getting an answer to your question right at the top. This is all based on that collective knowledge that's stored in Slack, and we're driving this new productivity dividend based on that repository that you've been building for years, and AI is helping unlock that. So you've got this answer, but you also can get related content and files in case there's actually something already been generated by another human here. And so here's a canvas. It's an enablement hub. And this is what Canvas looks like, right? It's not just a document. It's a rich surface area for embedding the most important information for a project. It's got interactive videos for training. It's got decks for enablement, everything you need all in one place. All right. That's knowledge and AI coming together in Slack, natively in the product. And now let's switch back over real quick. We've got one last slide. And I want to tell you about how this comes to life in the platform. So Slack, obviously, it's always been a pretty naturally conversational tool, right? You talk to your team in Slack all day long. It's also a place where you can now talk to tools because with generative AI, tools now have the ability to naturally converse back with you. And so there's 3 really exciting implications for that. The first is that many application partners are already building AI-powered apps that are in the App Store today. Lidiane just did an interview with the CEO of Anthropic. They have an amazing app that you can start using literally this week. Don't wait. Generative AI is not coming in the future. It's already in the App Store today, so get started. Number 2, when I talk to some of our biggest enterprise customers, what I'm hearing is, hey, we're experimenting with generative AI. We're using a bunch of different hosting providers, a bunch of different model providers. But we don't know where to deploy these things. Like, where do you deploy a chat app? I'm like, well, it turns out we've got an app for you. It's called Slack. You can deploy it there. It runs on desktop, on mobile. It's a natural interface, again, where you can talk to your tools, like your team. So any custom app you're building, no matter where you're hosting it, you can do it and deploy it in Slack. Finally, you'll hear more about workflows soon, but you'll be able to have AI-powered workflows that run in Slack. So anyone can automate the most mundane parts of their work, now powered with generative AI. And all of that you can get started with today. OK, that was a lot, but we covered knowledge, we covered AI. There's a lot of exciting things there. But there's also a whole new world of CRM and Slack that are coming together right now. And there's no one on earth better to give you an overview of what that looks like than the one and only Reggie Marable.
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Hi, everybody. My name is Reggie Marable. I am honored to lead our communications, media, and technology business for Slack. This is my 7th Dreamforce, and I vividly remember sitting outside during my first Dreamforce, watching all the presentations, and I made a promise to myself that one day I would be presenting at Dreamforce during the keynote on the main stage. So I'm really excited to be here today. Also, just bear with me 1 second. Just want to give a huge shout out to my friends and family that are watching on the Salesforce Plus live stream. I've always wanted to do this. Hi, Mom. All right. So I am incredibly honored to work for Salesforce and Slack because not only are we changing how people work, but we're transforming and revolutionizing how people sell. We are giving sellers and sales leaders the ability to operate with more automation, better intelligence, cleaner data, and speed. And that's critically important because, in my humble opinion, this is one of the most challenging sales environments I've experienced in my 17 years as a sales leader. Very, very tough environment. So I had the opportunity to host our very first Sales Blazer Day on Monday. Did any Sales Blazers in the room? All right, awesome, awesome. So we had 200 sellers and sales leaders from all around the world get together for several hours to talk about sales. And the resounding theme that came out of all those conversations is, how do I do more with less? And how do I get administrative tasks off my sellers' plates so they can be more productive? And how do you do that? You do that with incredibly powerful, awesome technology like Slack Sales Elevate. This is bringing the power of the #1 CRM, all of your Sales Cloud data, right into Slack where all of your work, your strategy, and your conversations are happening. This is the new way of selling, and this is going to give a seller and a sales leader a full day back in their work week. Now let's clap it up for that. Now I can personally testify the power of this incredible platform because it's made me a better sales leader, it's made me a better business operator, but most importantly, it's made me a better husband, a better father, and a better friend. Because I am no longer, I know my wife is clapping, so I am no longer wasting my time doing mundane tasks that can be automated. Gone are the days of chasing down sellers and sales leaders to update Salesforce. Now, every sales leader in this room knows exactly what I'm talking about, right? All right, so we're going to bring this incredible technology to life. So Amy and Kelsey, let's fire up this demo. And I'm a former athlete, so I should be able to walk down the stairs without tripping. All right, so this is my mobile phone. And mobile is a game changer because now I am traveling every week all across the country to see customers and to be with teammates no matter where they are. And it's super powerful to have the power of this technology at my fingertips so I can stay connected to my work, to my teammates, and my customers no matter where I am. So let's pull it up. That's such a beautiful interface. Easy to use, incredibly frictionless. So at the top, it has all of the metrics and KPIs that I've customized to be successful in my job. It's surfacing all of the notifications. It's pulling in Slack information. It's pulling in Salesforce information. So imagine this. You're a seller. You just had a powerful customer meeting. You're in your Uber on your way to the airport. You can whip out your mobile phone. You can log that meeting, update the meeting notes. You can go into the opportunity record, update the opportunity, advance the stage. What's really important about this is a multi-million-dollar deal that I've got to have this quarter. And Adnan, who I report to, who runs sales for all of them there, is expecting me to close this deal. So that seller just updated this opportunity. I get an immediate alert. I can immediately jump in and take action, figure out where I can help, what resources do we need to help this AE get this deal closed. So popping back to the mobile screen, so it's not just about logging opportunities and updating activity. It's also having everything in one place. So this is the mobile. If you go back to that screen there for me. So as the AE is taking action on opportunities, you've got the entire extended team collaborating, strategizing, jumping in to add value to help this seller get this deal closed. So mobile is cool when you're traveling, you're out in the field, but the mobile interface and the desktop interface looks exactly the same. So look at this beautiful interface here. This is incredible. So Cal, Noah, Lidiane, thank you so much for building this incredible product. This is awesome. So right here, I've got all the KPIs and metrics that I need to be successful in my job as a sales leader. It's now surfacing notifications when sellers are taking action on these opportunities. So I can click into that opportunity. I just got an alert as that seller is on their way to the airport, didn't have to chase the seller down to update Salesforce. So I can go into that Omega opportunity. And once again, this is a critical deal. Got to have this deal this quarter. I can go right into the opportunity record. And before I reach out to the seller, it's going to give me all the context I need to have a meaningful conversation. Who's on the account team? What kind of quotes do we have out there? What's our pricing strategy? What's going on? Then I can immediately reach out to that seller and find out what resources do you need, what executives can we bring in to help you get this deal closed. How about we bring in our CEO, Lidiane Jones, to go talk to the CEO of Omega. And by the way, Lidiane is an incredible CEO, amazing in front of customers. So we're going to get Lidiane prepared to have a meaningful, deep conversation with the CEO so we can get this deal closed that Adnan is texting me about right now. So one of the powerful things about Sales Elevate, it's got beautiful sales templates already built inside of the platform. That's beautiful. That's Slack Canvas. It's got all these pre-made templates. My favorite is the customer briefing document. So we're going to get Lidiane ready to have this conversation. And this is happening in minutes. It's clicks. It's not someone wasting 3 hours to build this briefing document. It's going into Salesforce. It's pulling all the account information, all the account history, all the opportunities we're working, what's our pricing strategy. Then it's going to Slack, and it's going into the account channel, pulling all the information about all the conversations and strategy and collaboration. And then it's using AI to create a beautiful summary for Lidiane. What's the account history? What's our strategy? What are the 3 things we need you to talk about? So Lidiane is amazing. She has a really powerful meeting with the CEO. So Lidiane can immediately go right in on that template, click into the account channel, where we've got over 149 people that are part of the Omega account team collaborating to get this deal closed. Lidiane will create an async video. We got 149 people waiting to find out what happened on this meeting. She drops the async video in the channel. Now 149 people can take action on how the meeting went, what were the action items, and what are the red flags that we need to tackle to get this deal closed. This is the power of Slack Sales Elevate. This is operating with automation, this is operating with better intelligence, and this is operating with speed. So thank you so much, ladies, for that demo. All right. So as you saw in the demo, you saw how I am transforming the way I operate with this incredible technology by flowing powerful Sales Cloud data right into where my work and my collaboration is happening. But we're just not stopping there. What's really exciting is that Slack can unlock the entire Salesforce Customer 360. So whether you're in sales, you're in service, you're in marketing, or you're in IT, you can have all of your powerful CRM data flow right into where all of your work and your collaboration is happening. You're going to get better insights, better intelligence, better data, but most importantly, Slack is going to unlock all the investments you've made in Salesforce technology. This is incredible. So we're going to bring this to life by showing you a beautiful video from one of my favorite customers, one of our most innovative customers, DIRECTV. Now, DIRECTV, I've been a DIRECTV customer. I love DIRECTV, by the way. I've been a DIRECTV customer for over 15 years. And DIRECTV is using the power of Salesforce and Slack to create their own DIRECTV 360, transform their business, and give their frontline employees the tools and the technology to delight their customers. So without further ado, please roll the DIRECTV video.
DIRECTV was part of AT&T from July of 2015 until August of 2021. Upon divestiture, we were in an industry that was under massive disruption.
The pay TV industry was changing rapidly, and our customers were looking for new ways to be served.
We were losing customers at a rate much higher than our competitors. Transformation is very difficult to do for any company, and it's probably one of the most overused words in corporate culture. You have to have a vision of where you want to land. We started to develop a vision and get a customer experience North Star, how we could make our frontline employees a hero for our customer.
Our industry is at a pivotal point, and we believe that the way that we'll win is by differentiating our customer experience.
That's what led us to Salesforce and Slack.
So at DIRECTV, the day starts and ends with our customers.
What we found is the #1 driver of resolution is really that interaction experience.
When we send somebody to your house, we really pride ourselves in having a great experience for that customer.
One of the big challenges we've had in the past was the drop rate of the communication between our technicians and our dispatch.
Slack actually connects right into our employee systems.
I've been on ride-alongs with our technicians, so I've seen firsthand the amount of time that they have to spend, completing a bunch of tasks before they can even enter the customer's house.
All these things that are tasks that a field technician can do, we can expose directly in Slack.
Slack as a communications channel could now allow us to enable that Service Cloud platform and give that capability to our frontline technicians.
As we start enabling these automation capabilities on the Slack platform for our field services organization, we're looking to sunset at least 10 applications and thousands of hours of manual work for our field technicians.
Automation is one of the biggest reasons we selected the Salesforce platform.
DIRECTV is really excited about taking the capabilities of AI, data, and customer relationship management, connecting those all together and exposing it in one place.
We refer to this as DIRECTV 360, powered by Salesforce. Hi.
We can bring information to our frontline employees and field technicians in ways we haven't been able to do before.
We believe that Slack is an amazing integration hub, and we are excited to unlock the possibilities for both our customers and for our company.
That's how we're going to unlock the true benefits that you get from the Salesforce Connected Vision.
Such an inspiring video, so it gives me great pleasure and honor to welcome to the stage my friend, my business partner, Craig Reines, who's the VP of Customer Technology Transformation at DIRECTV. Welcome to the stage, Craig. All right. All right. Craig, welcome to Dreamforce. Welcome to San Francisco. So throughout our many conversations and all the conversations we've had, I've always heard you say, meet the moment from anywhere at DIRECTV is pivotal to your success. Can you share with the audience on what that means?
Yeah, first of all, Reggie, I'm so excited to be here telling the story about DIRECTV's technology transformation to Dreamforce. About 2 years ago, we created a team, our Customer Technology Transformation Office, to really focus on how we can start to build a strategy around transforming our technology. And what we found was that after doing research and observations and meeting with customers and meeting with many different employees, what we found was that there's three big problems: really complex technology, almost non-existent data layer, and really heavy on-prem capabilities. And so the number one driver of customer satisfaction is resolution, and you and I have talked about this, we talked about it in the video. Really, the number one driver of resolution is the effort that it takes, and it has to be low effort, and when it's high effort, that becomes a real problem. And so we took that, that concept, and we really looked at those root causes. And those root causes, what we found was that, if we can have enabling technology that really does a great job at, in no-code, low-code tools, and really creates that amazing, experience for the employee. That's what we were talking about when we're talking about meeting the moment from anywhere.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So how is DIRECTV leveraging the power of Salesforce and Slack to create your own DIRECTV 360?
Yeah, well, look, one of the biggest symptoms of having a really complex technology environment is that, employees were having issues communicating with each other. They didn't have the same tools, they didn't have the same data that they were looking at. And so that really created a really big problem. I mean, imagine if you're a field technician, you've got your mobile phone, you're in a remote location, and you can't get access to the customer's information, you don't know what equipment they need for the order, et cetera. And so that's a lot of effort. And that drives unnecessary truck rolls, it drives lots of unnecessary telephone calls into our contact centers, and a lot of additional cycle time. And so, we looked at this, and our approach really in the Customer Technology Transformation Office is to produce these simple, consistent, secure, and delightful interaction experiences. We built DIRECTV 360, which is powered by Salesforce, including Slack. And we really looked at, how do we put these different capabilities together to give the employees the tools that they need, especially field techs and these back office employees that have to access all these different disparate systems and whatnot. And so Slack was really how we created this connection. I mean, you guys talk about the Salesforce Connected Vision all the time. And that Salesforce Connected Vision, we've really bought into that concept. So we want our employees to be empowered with these tools and capabilities. And really, Slack was the bridge that allowed us to access all this kind of connected capability within the Salesforce ecosystem.
That's awesome, Craig. Thanks for sharing that. So what's next for DIRECTV? How are you guys going to continue to keep innovating?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we love what we saw this week, and also in the presentation, you and Noah have shared some really interesting capabilities that I think we're really excited to take advantage of. We love the idea behind Einstein 1 Copilot. We really want to spend some time, talking a little bit more about that. We want to stay hyper-focused, though, on reducing effort for our customers and for our employees. I mean, that's really what it's all about. And I don't know if you're, I am a huge sports fan. DIRECTV is the leader in sports, and we have this issue that I can never find the game that I'm looking for, and we have this really cool content-forward UI. So I want to offer everybody here, come down to the DIRECTV booth in the campground, go to directv.com, see what how you can get your TV together and find your favorite games. And I really appreciate the opportunity, Reggie.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Craig. Please give a round of applause to Craig Reines from DIRECTV. All right, awesome, man. Thank you.
That's all right.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to talk about automation. It gives me great pleasure and great honor to welcome to the stage a Slack legend, a Slack OG, Rukmini Reddy, Senior Vice President of Software Engineering. Welcome to the stage.
All right. Reggie has amazing energy, so I'm going to do my best to match it because I'm very competitive like that. So let's give this a go. Hi, everyone. I'm Rukmini. If you knew me, you would know me as the person who bought her first Slack instance using a personal credit card. I know what you're thinking. Bad Rukmini. Wouldn't recommend it if you don't want to get into trouble with your CIO. But what I remember best about my first Slack instance was when me and my team of engineers set up our integrations. We set up our GitHub, our CI/CD, and those automations instantly transformed the way we all work together. It made us all productive right there in the flow of work. And that was then, and Slack has evolved so much since the very beginning. Slack has evolved so much in the past year. And I'm going to show you how to take that productivity to the next level. Introducing Slack automation. Woo! Slack automation consists of our no-code workflow builder for everyone. And we mean it when we say that. Whether you're in the boardroom or the back office, our workflow builder is to empower you. With our new automation hub, you can access all your apps, your workflows, and your templates in a single place in the new Slack UI. We have a library of external steps, the ability to host and run custom code on Slack, and finally, our vibrant ecosystem of 2,600 apps that you can bring right into your flow of work with a single click. Exciting, right? All right. So what do we mean when we say anyone can make work easier in Slack? This is not something your IT department has to set up for you. This is not something you need to write code for. What we mean is all you need to be is a well-meaning, motivated colleague and who can break down silos and wants to reduce friction and make all their team's work simpler, more pleasant, and more productive. So let's talk about a few examples of automation. Who here goes to a weekly meeting or a stand-up meeting of sorts? Raise your hand. Those of you who are not raising, I want to know where you work so I can trade places with you. It sounds amazing. Maybe you're trying to launch a product together. Maybe you're working on a marketing campaign. Maybe you're trying to launch a helicopter. Whatever it is you're trying to do, our automation makes it easy for you to do so. So why don't we take a look at a quick demo? All right, so let's talk about that earlier scenario. Let's assume I'm a subject matter expert who's trying to launch a product. Those of you who worked on product launches know it's very complex, and as a subject matter expert, I find myself answering questions all day. I'm exhausted. I feel like a bottleneck, and I feel like I cannot scale. So this is a perfect candidate for automation. It's manual, it's repetitive, and it's really hard to scale if I continue to work the way I am. So I decided to build myself a Slack workflow using the workflow builder. With our workflows, you can start either from a link in Slack or an emoji, but in my case, I'm going to use a quick, easy-to-use template so I can get going really quickly. And what I love about this is this template comes with all these pre-populated steps that I can take, I can tweak, I can make my own. It even suggests what I should do next. And I have this brilliant idea that I should probably be storing all the questions people are asking me, because I know that's going to come in handy later to analyze trends. So it's exciting. I do that. I want to continue to build on my automation. So what I have next is this beautiful library of external steps. And in my case, I'm going to use a Slack step, because if someone asks me a question, I want to respond in channel. And I want to serve them up all the enable materials I've prepared, all the resources, so that they can get going on their day very quickly. So that's it. Cue the confetti. I made a workflow, and so can you. Now, what happens when this workflow is in the wild? So I'm gone about my day. I'm doing product launchy stuff. And a colleague of mine has a very specific question that's specific to their customer. So now, instead of messaging me like they would have earlier, or looking all over the place for information, they're going to go to the centralized channel where they notice there's an automation ready. So they're going to ask the question, and all the enable materials are going to get served up to them right there. And I didn't even know about it. That's the best part. But I continued to build on my automation and told them, if you don't find the answers you need, come ask me. So they use the question mark emoji, which I set up for this workflow. And then I can come in here in channel, answer the specific question. And this deserves a party parrot, y'all. Give it up for the party parrot. So thank you to Amy and Kelsey, who've been crushing demos all day. Let's move forward. Let's switch gears a little bit and do some productivity math. I'm an engineer. I think I can handle it, mostly. All right, let's take another example of a well-meaning, motivated colleague of mine. You all know him. It's Reggie. Hi, Reggie. Let's assume Reggie runs this large sales organization with 2,500 people, and he finds himself approving every promotion that comes through. That must be exhausting, and you might feel like a bottleneck. So he decides, like me earlier, that he's going to make this a Slack workflow. And when he does, every time his team runs that process, they save 5 minutes. And if that's 20,000 times a month, over a year, $1 million of value realized. I love this scenario. Productivity, math, savings are all great stuff. But what I love most about this scenario is I know it frees Reggie up, his energy up, to do something he truly loves to do, which is deliver in service of his customers and add value to them. So give it up to all our Reggies at work. And finally, dear developers, people after my own heart, I know I speak for a lot of us when I think about what motivated me to write code in the first place. A couple of motivations. One was just thinking about all the creative ways the code I wrote being used in ways I didn't even think possible when I first wrote it. Two is the scale and the reach of the code I wrote that's helping people solve problems every day in their lives, which is pretty incredible. With our new Slack platform, which is available today, you can bring your code to be distributed as workflow steps that Reggie can use in his automations with just clicks, no code. And Noah mentioned earlier, our platform is open, it's secure, it's trusted, and AI is thriving there. And I just can't wait to see what you build. You bring your code, you don't have to worry about the infrastructure or the hosting. We'll take care of everything for you and give you a path to viral adoption and usage. So scan this code. All the resources you need are right there, and I'm so excited to see what you build. Now, over to our amazing Slack boss and Lidiane to take us home. Thank you, Lidiane.
Great job. Thank you. Wow, that was incredible. This is what we mean by empowering everyone with automation. Clearly, it can be transformative. And as you can see, people have a lot more fun at work. showcase our team right here. When we talk about transformation, I couldn't be more excited to be inviting to stage a woman who has transformed the media industry with the Huffington Post as founder and CEO. And now she's also transforming the way we work and live with Thrive Global as, again, founder and CEO, the author of 15 books, including Thrive and The Sleeping Revolution, Arianna Huffington. Welcome, Arianna. Thank you. It's wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much, Arianna.
So great to be here. What a phenomenal keynote. Thank you all so much.
Oh, many of you might not know, but Arianna and her team at Thrive have been working really closely with our team, so we want to share a little bit about that. But before we get started, I thought maybe, Arianna, you could share us with this beautiful audience what Thrive is all about and what's your mission and vision.
So, Lidiane, like Slack, Thrive is in the business of making employees more productive. But our mission is productivity and creativity that are sustainable and without burnout. And in order to do that, we focus on 6 key daily behaviors: sleep, food, movement, stress management, focus, and connection. And we bring our science-based micro steps, tiny, incremental daily steps that lead to healthier behaviors and that we call too small to fail. You know, the opposite of New Year resolutions, which never work, is tiny micro steps.
Wow, that's amazing. One of the things that has inspired me is understanding your perspective about well-being and productivity. Can you tell us what you see as the connection between the two?
So, Lidiane, that's actually my favorite question, because you need to think of elite athletes. Elite athletes know that recovery is part of peak performance. In fact, last night I ran into Andre Iguodala at the concert, and he and I always talk about how he prioritized during challenging games, especially these 6 behaviors. His wife would take all devices out of the bedroom so he could get a good night's sleep. Well, why don't we do the same thing? It applies to us just as much as to athletes. And that's really what Thrive sees as a productivity multiplier. And you may wonder, how come we all came to believe something false, which is that we are more productive if we are always on, that we need to burn out in order to succeed? Well, it goes back to the first industrial revolution, when we started revering machines. And what is the goal of machines? Minimize downtime. And that's the goal of software as well. But for the human operating system, downtime, guys, is not a bug, it's a feature. And my favorite productivity multiplier on the Thrive platform that we are bringing into Slack is 60-second Thrive resets. Lidiane, I think it's absolutely amazing that it takes 60 to 90 seconds to course correct from stress. You know, stress is unavoidable. There is absolutely nobody who doesn't have stress in their lives. But cumulative stress, which is the killer, is avoidable. And so we have these Thrive resets that are now fully integrated into Slack that come to you in the workflow in particularly stressful moments, so you can quickly move from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous system, course correct, and be at your best.
That's amazing, Arianna, because it's so aligned to our vision at Slack when we talk about being able to be our best selves at work and have more productive, more pleasant lives. Can you tell us, you mentioned the Thrive app for Slack. Can you tell us what that innovation is all about?
Well, what I love about Thrive on Slack is that because we are not just partners, but we are customers of each other's platforms, all of us at Thrive love Slack, and we've used what is best about Slack, the delight, the joy that it brings, to tap into them and build Thrive for Slack, bringing together all the best features of our platform, micro steps, challenges, resets. But I'm also very excited, Lidiane, today to be announcing 2 special features we are building for Slack. One is directly in Sales Elevate, and it was actually the idea of Salesforce's Chief Engineering Officer, who said to Lidiane and me during a meeting, you know, we all know sellers have sales quotas, but they also have energy quotas. And you know what? If your energy quota is low, you are less likely, guys, to hit your sales quota. We'll give you the data on that. So what we see as a game changer is to be able to feed to you resets and micro steps at key moments. Let's say you have to mark a deal as closed, lost. Has that ever happened to anybody here? How can we give you the right micro steps, Reggie, so that you can bounce back quickly and focus on the next opportunity rather than mope for 48 hours? And the other thing that we are building, especially for Slack, is bringing our Thrive well-being template into Canvas for special moments in the employee life cycle, like onboarding, changing managers, coming back from leave, and being able to have this, what we call entry interview or re-entry interview, to be able to communicate better with your manager, set goals, achieve them, and exceed them. And what makes this really special is that all these interventions, all these breaks, are powered by AI. So they are deeply personalized and make sure that they resonate with what is important to you.
That's amazing, Arianna. Your team has been an incredible team to partner with. I'm really excited to see the innovation of Thrive in the Slack platform and all that we're going to do together. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Lidiane. I love working with you.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. This is the power of Slack as a platform. As you saw today, we're inventing a new way of working with the Slack platform with 4 core innovations that we announced today. Knowledge with Canvas and lists, Slack AI, a new way to think about CRM inside of Slack in the flow of your work, automation that empowers everyone in your organization to transform your business processes into more productive ways of working. Because Slack is your productivity platform. From an open ecosystem for you to really connect all of your systems and all of your people to unlock a new productivity revolution, not just an AI revolution, a productivity revolution. We couldn't be more excited to be part of this journey with all of you. And I know it is the last day of Dreamforce, but there is a lot of new sessions today for Slack right here to help you really understand and dig deep in all of the topics that we covered today. But if you go to slack.com, you can see all of that too. And you can start using Slack today. It's available right there on our site. So I want to say a huge thank you to all of you, not just for being here, but for also being partners, for being innovative customers in our platform. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. Please share your feedback. Thank you.